Welcome back to Factorio Seablock, and you'll see I've now cleaned out this entire area of the green algae farms that we started with. There is the remainder of the conveyor belts for them. We don't need that anymore for the moment, and we've obviously got plenty of, well, transport belt I should say, conveyor belts. I'm thinking of another game entirely. In any case, we've got a space now that we need to do something with, or we will be doing something with. Got a nice amount of room at the top, and you'll also see at the bottom as well, if we just scroll down here, that's roughly where that biter nest was last episode, and I will be expanding that in a little bit. So, what do we do this episode? We're going to give it towards gold. I did get a comment from one of the commenters, thank you very much, saying gold is pretty much going to be a bottleneck, because if you want to make gold, we're going to have to go through rubite, and there is no other technology we have available to make gold, and indeed aluminium, we're going to get that as well, other than hydro-refining and rubite, so we're going to need to go through that. That's not too much of a problem, except that that will be the bottleneck. So, in order to do that, we're going to need lots of crushed rubite, which needs rubite ore, which of course needs our mineral sludge. So we're going to need to scale up our slag generation from water. And that's why I'm up here, because what I think I'm going to do is build another array like this, but up here, one that will be able to be scaled by building more of these upwards if we need to. So that means this sort of layout is ideal, where the flare stacks are at the bottom, and the top, well, and so is the water, essentially. And we'll feed that up towards the top, and that should do us pretty well. Oh, and there's bullet shooting speed too. The other comment I got from the last episode was saying about sniper rifles being good. I do like the idea of that. The only problem with sniper rifles is it's locked behind blue signs. Sniper rifle is right there for taking care of the biters, that is, and that needs us to get through blue signs. So, yes, I think I should just continue with the current lot of research while we get some building done. Okay, so here is our electrolyzer layout. I think the tileable part, if we just grab a new temporary blueprint, is probably from this line here down. Just so that everything is parallel. We have everything, that's 3. We're going to want to tile this ideally, so I want to have the gap be part of the blueprint. And let's see how well that does. Okay, and we'll then go and put this on this side. That's a good point, actually. I sort of want to mirror things. I may want to actually have... No, we'll have the water be the center. The input's on the left-hand side of this blueprint. The output's on the right-hand side. But if we have 2 belts, one this side and then one the other side, and we can merge them, then we can stack these things side by side. So if you have this, for example, here, do we then, are we then able to tile this correctly? That looks right-ish, apart from the lights, just because I've got 101 lights on the right-hand side, so it's a little bit odd there. Other than that, that looks to be fine. So if I just put that back in my inventory, that's 9, I would imagine. Yes, looks like that way. We're going to need a lot of electrolyzer Mark IIs. What does it take to make those electronic circuits? I think I started up the circuit machine in anticipation of this. I hope I did. It's down there. There's 13. That's not so much a circuit machine as sort of a circuit machine. What is it missing? It's missing input. I need to give it some copper. Yeah, and the copper is going to be converted into basic circuit board, and then down into electronic circuits right there. And yeah, I need to go pick up more copper as well. That'll be fine. So I'm going to go and construct that, and then we probably want a mirror blueprint of that, and then we can share it across the same input line, the same input water line. Well, I'm not sure if I have the mod that lets you mirror blueprints. I don't think I do. Okay, I'll solve that by just creating it manually if necessary. 1 second while we get the rest of this stuff built. So I did install one extra mod. Just type mirror into the mod install section in the main menu, and you get these two icons. I think it's just like mirror blueprints or something along those kind of lines. So if I just grab this thing, and if I click on that, will it mirror it? It will. Good. That's so much nicer, and it's a nice quality of life improvement for me. So I would put the same thing down here, and yeah, my bots are going a bit, trying to be a bit helpful, which is good for them. And there we go. So that is all done, and it keeps it mirrored essentially, so you can store both sides in a book if you want to. I'm not going to worry now. I'm just going to go and build the rest of this array out. Okay, so we're still a few electrolyzers short, but that's fine. I just need more steel and iron for that kind of thing, which ironically is one of the things that the output of this can be used for. But aside from that, I had to do some other corrections for sort of symmetry purposes and to replace various other kinds of pipe with just copper pipe. And there's one remaining right there. Not that it matters because it's the last thing in the row, but just to make things nice for me. Everything looks nice when you have symmetric blocks like this. And yeah, so that seems to be pretty good. So if we have this as the lowest point, we always have room here for factory side of things. And let's go and take a quick look on how that's actually processed. So at the moment, I have this going into a block of chemical plants, which is fine. And that they just take slag and they take sulfuric acid, I think. Yes, they do. And that's the only input. So if we had another sulfuric acid plant up there at the top, we could have all this processed there and then just ship out the slurry that comes out of the other side of this. And then, you know, we can slowly start to remove these sort of, not confusing, but sort of complicated layouts for more block-based layouts, which I think everyone would approve of. I'm sure. Well, unless you really like spaghetti bases, I guess I could go full spaghetti, but I don't think you'd like that too much. May get lots of complaints. So now we just need to think about the inputs and outputs of this. So we've got, because everything's flipped around, we've got to be a bit careful here, because here is the output for one gas, but it's a different gas when it's flipped around, just because these aren't exactly symmetric. So that means I just have to pump this output on this side with this output on this side. Hopefully that makes sense. So if I just make a few more copper pipes, and we'll have to make some straight pipes as well, but we need to have a section there, and then that can go all the way over here-ish. That's a shame. Can I just neaten this up for this kind of sake? How far across can I actually go? Will that work? It's about as symmetric as I can make it. And then I will just need to feed into this. So this is going to need to go in the ground again. I don't like that. I think I'm going to just extend this line down on both of these. Let me rework this so it's a little bit more, well, nicer looking. There we go. That looks probably about as nice as I can make it given the inputs and outputs on this kind of mirror setup. Silicon processing is finished. We don't want grinding just yet. Well, let's just look at the science packs. We're heading towards blue, aren't we? So it's going to be over here somewhere. Let's just take resin. Yeah, that's 50 of each. Fine. So now we just want our flare stacks. Let's grab a couple of those, and we'll put one here and one here, and then we'll just extend this line a little bit more either way. There we go. A couple more pieces of pipe. And both of those should be set up. And then we just need some water into the input. So let's just see. I've got some water fill. Let's just bring that down to be a little bit larger, maybe. Hopefully there's going to be good. We'll see. And then we just want a pump of some kind. Offshore pump. Why will you only attach that one direction? Put a pipe on there, will you attach then? It'll attach to the other side anyway, so that should be working. Yep, everything just lit up like crazy. And it is supplying slag. Good. At least on that side. Yeah, supplying on this side as well. Good. We will then just send it underground. And then we're ready to sort of merge it back in the middle somewhere. So that will do. That's going to annoy me. Which moving that one further over. There we go. Much nicer looking. And we'll have to merge it probably... Well, unless we use red belt, we'll have to merge it onto 2 belts here. So let's just merge it that way. Like that, because we're likely to get more slag than we can actually cope with just by sharing it on a single belt like this. So that's straightforward to actually do. Let's just do it that way. And for now, I guess we can just put it onto 1, and then of course we can either upgrade to red, or we can just run 2 separate belts either way. So that looks pretty good to me. And then we just got to think about maybe a sulfuric acid, or whether we want to do it locally or just ship the stuff across. I think for the moment, just to make things really easy for just scaling purposes, I'm just going to run a belt this way, and then we'll merge it in with this right about here. Like that. Okay, and that'll get them into use straight away. It'll probably block, you know, it may block the output here, so these may not continue, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Is there anything else? What are you now short of to produce? Steel or iron, I imagine? Yeah, there you go. Let's just grab a few different things. And I'm just going to grab some more steel and see if I can finish off the rest of those electrolyzers, but I'll do that off camera, of course. Okay, that construction is now done, and we're now getting a lot more slag. I moved the flare stacks to the sides of the structure here. That leaves a nice area at the bottom that's free if we want to expand more water and get more pumps in there. But otherwise, you do need more than 1 flare stack for that kind of setup. That's 18 electrolyzers. So yeah, you're going to need more flare stacks. I'm just over here because now that means that the slag line is entirely backed up, which if you have a look here means that our slag slurry is also backed up, which is good, and it's being converted into mineral sludge by this array. I've got a new set down here of an extra 5 in case we need them, just to scale that thing up a little bit. And then, but we still currently are mostly full with mineral sludge, and we're producing the iron and copper ore as fast as we can with the setup. I did have to upgrade the speed of the output of this blast furnace a little bit, these inserters, but that's working perfectly well, and half of that is of course going to our steel setup, which we need. So that leaves this kind of setup here. We've got the Aluminium and the rubite. They're backed up at the moment. They're backed up just because things like this zinc is backed up, which is used with copper to make brass, because we don't need all that much brass and copper, brass and zinc, etc. And similarly, we've got rubite here, which is sort of backed up with presumably something else. What are you backed up with? That looks like... what are you? Nickel? Yeah, nickel. So we want probably some buffer in here for these kind of things where we don't actually need them that much at the moment. In that case, what I'm just going to do is build a warehouse for... yeah, there's a warehouse for this, for the zinc. And we will just go out of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Do I have loaders yet? I probably don't have loaders. Oh, I keep looking for loaders. Loaders are very, very nice once you have those. So we'll just put a pass-through for the moment. There we go. And just put a medium power in there. And that should start this whole thing processing. As you can see, it's now working. And that will get the tin we'll get it going again. And now we've got to think about what we're going to do with rubite. So we've sorted the input. At the very start of this episode, I didn't show you it, but the mineral sludge here was next to nothing because the other plants were using it all before it was getting all the way over here. So now we have the ability to do something with this rubite. Let's go back to look at gold. So gold comes from rubite chunks. That needs to go into a flotation cell from crushed rubite. This is already crushed. Is this crushed? No, crushed is here. So we can feed out of this when this machine is idle. And we want purified water, and we should get some rubite chunks. Now, if I remember rightly, flotation cells tend to need a lot of them. I seem to remember them being awfully over the top as far as how many you needed. So I think what I'm going to do is just assume that to be the case. And maybe here we'll split things up. So yeah, I'm going to just split it here. Do you want to split? Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I don't want it all to bypass this necessarily. Well, maybe. It doesn't really have a large buffer here or anything like that. I suppose I could put a buffer in place and just feed it back around. I need another warehouse though. Warehouse. I'm going to be short of stuff. Never mind. For now, I'll put this like this, and then I'll sort it out between the episodes or something. So let's assume we want to go this way with our normal rubite. That's not crushed yet. I've extended this area. That's where we killed things last episode. And then we're going to put crushers in place and a flotation cell. So the flotation cell needs the crushed stuff, and it needs purified. Are you purified? Oh, you're purified water. Oh, that's so nice. So nice when that happens. Totally not planned. But yeah, so if we had something like about here maybe, it's going to be crushed, isn't it? So let's put the crushers in place first. So let's assume we've got them here. Not sure how many of them we're going to need. So let's just put a belt in place. And let's, for argument's sake, put it this way. So then anything I put further down here for crushers, we'll come back to up to the top where we're going to stack the flotation cells. So do they have an input and an output? What do we need? We're going to get two outputs, and one of them is going to be horrid in that it's going to be some kind of water, nitric wastewater, and cyan geode. Okay, so I think we're going to put that way, and we'll extend the pipe this way, and then we'll be able to feed that out on that side of things. On this side of things, then we're going to need, let's say our waste. Let's put it outwards like this, and we'll just buffer tank it or something. Do I have any tanks at the moment? Tank? No. Let's just get a regular storage tank. It's cheap. And let's assume it just goes there for now. Like that. Okay, and we can just modify this. There we go. So purified water is on our input. And we're going to need to move that down one a little bit, but that should be fine, I think, just because we're going to need to feed in this way. Like that. There we go. And now we just need to deal with the other output, which is a cyan geode. Well, let's see what we actually do with that. So rubite chunks, cyan geode. What do? You creates crystal slurry. That's interesting. We're going to be needing that. anything else? Creates crystal dust, which also creates crystal slurry, but that's a different recipe, so let's just go back. That's for geoprocessing 1. And what's the other recipe? That's geoprocessing 2. So the first thing we're going to get is this recipe. Some crushed stone, some crystal dust. That's also geoprocessing 2, so we can just skip it in the next stage, I think. Or it might be more efficient, but I'll have to look at that later. For now, let's just put it on a belt, shall we? And we can then deal with it. So 2 things from this. We're going to want 2 separate belts, I think. I'm not going to try and keep them on one. And let's just use regular size for that for the moment. And we want to pick up and drop normally there and pick up and drop further out. There you go. Is that everything? I think so. In fact, no, they can't be regular. They have to be filter. Because we're going to explicitly say, I want rubites in here. Is a rubite in here? Chunks, maybe? Chunks on this one. And I want geodes on this one. Cyan geode. And then we can set that to drop further out. Or do we want it further in? Yeah, let's actually put our main output further out. There we go. So we actually need power now, I think, and that should start up. So let's get some power. And we need more of those. All right, that's some power, and we can then hook everything together. I should have started one further down, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's just do that one further down. There we go. One in the middle, one at this side, and that looks fine. Then we just have to set the recipe. So rubite. This recipe is already set. Ooh, I need to get rid of the crushed stone. Yeah, the usual approach to that, I think. Just put... interesting. Can I just put on this side and then reach over? Interesting. That might look a little bit nicer. If I just do something like this. Yeah. That can go a little bit one closer and then that will get sorted. We do need filter. In fact, no, we don't need filter for that because we can explicitly say you should deal with stone. And then the only thing it should pick up once I reset this is what we want it to be, which is stone. This needs me to deal with this side of things. There we go. That's not going to work terribly successfully because that also needs to be a filter. I do need to do that. And this needs to be also crushed rubite. There we go. So that's going to work fine. It's already started going, of course. So we've got the chunks on this side. We'll have to see where the bottleneck is here. Everything's blocked on the output at the moment. So from the rubite chunks, we need to get into gold. To get into gold, we need an ore sorting facility, as you might expect, just like a regular, ore sorting. We don't need to do anything specific, which we can put, I don't know, I'll put it up here somewhere for now. So do I have any ore sorting facilities? Let's just get a default one. And I want to put it on this side, I think, just for safety's sake. And then we want to choose gold. Do I have the recipe yet? Rubite chunks, 6 of. We'll choose that, and then that will produce all kinds of outputs. And that's pretty much usually a nightmare on the outputs trying to sort everything. But let's just feed that in, get some more power. And I'm going to need to speed that up, I think. I may need to speed up a few of these inserters. should do the job, and we'll just box them or something. I don't think I'm going to need as many to use other methods, but that should do the job. There we go. So what are you now short of? You have crushed stone. You have crushed stone. I need to make this into landfill maybe, or even a box. That's straightforward either way. Actually, I'll just change this recipe here to get landfill. Sand. Then we'll just box it. One box. There it goes. Fine. So are you going to produce as fast as you can? You are slow on this side. Now, this is the actual point. Each of these is going to be able to produce far more than a single flotation cell will be able to provide. And similarly, this is going to get blocked up until I fix it. But you get the idea. I just need to extend this down with flotation cells now. And to do that, what we can probably do to this one is just send it this way and not worry about it so much. Everything will come back naturally back up to here. This, of course, now needs... now we need 5 different outputs. Now, 2 of the things we already use. We already use lead and nickel, so and slag for that matter. So the slag we can send around somewhere if we've got a way of disposing of it. If we don't need it from this production system as much. The lead and the nickel is here, so that is going to be just fine. And the lead, is that producing lead? Lead. So we can just feed into this. So we should be able to try to merge back into here, around here anyway, the outputs. So this is an alternative thing to this whole approach we've got here. Eventually, one thing can be replaced with the other. The downside, and the reason why I haven't just switched this out immediately to do flotation cells in the middle and kept it separately, is that this tends to be able to produce those individual items well, not a lot faster. You get a lot more from each run through because it's only producing 2 of these things, whereas you only get 1 of each from this whole other setup. So if it proves a good thing to scale up, we will scale up with this thing down here. But that should be fine. The other thing we actually get from this, other than that then, is what we wanted. We wanted gold ore and aluminium ore. And those 2 we should be able to take pretty much immediately and process them once we've unlocked something, of course. Let's take a look. So I want gold smelting, or possibly what do we get sooner? That's advanced gold smelting. Paste processing. What does gold paste get us? Nope. We're going to have to go for the gold processing there. And aluminium? Can we already process that? Well, yeah, we can get the aluminium, and that can go straight into green metal catalysts once we have silver, which is the other side of things. So the silver is going to need a bit more work. We can't make that from rubite, it looks like. Nope. I think we're going to have to go for crotinium. And crotinium means me doing some more work. You just need another setup for mineral sludge to produce crotinium directly. And that's no different to these. And now that obviously we're be able to use nanobots, we can just take and scale this. Oh, that's empty again. Yeah, I think it's taken all the mineral sludge it can. What is actually backed up? Not to leave this on a cliffhanger, but there is a problem with this somewhere. We've got purified wastewater backing up somewhere. Sulfuric wastewater even, that we're not using, or we're producing far too much of it for us to actually use. That's going in here because sulfur's full. Sulfur's full, producing sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is used for these, and these can't output because the... Okay. So sulfuric wastewater is backed up because the thing that it makes is backed up, and the thing that it makes... Let's just sort that out quickly with a clarifier. Clarifier will be able to solve the problem, and we just need a valve. So we want an overflow valve of some kind. There we go. And that will do the job. We will need power for it, but other than that, let's put it there. Do we have any power anywhere nearby? Clearly not. Oh, no, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not waiting for that to happen. We want power. Why are you orphaned out on your own? Let's just put one here and then just use that other power. There we go. And the overflow valve, please. Where did you craft? There it is. Okay, so now that should mean the sulfuric wastewater doesn't get backed up, which in turn should now mean that these start producing again, I would hope. Or it may take it a bit of time to catch up. There we go. We've got mineral sludge being produced. Good. But that may get used up, of course, by this whole setup before it gets to the other side of things. But anyway, I'll tweak that a little bit more between the episodes, just so we don't end up with a cliffhanger. And we'll see you next episode. So we now are ready to produce gold, although we do need to get the research done. We also now are ready for aluminium, which comes out of the same process, which is the main one we're probably going to use first. And then we need silver next. So next episode, we'll do some silver and see if we can combine the two to make lots of new stuff. So let's just take a look. Aluminium, we need to go with metal catalysts. That is made for the formaldehyde. The formaldehyde with the urea turns into resin. The resin, I know it's a long chain. The resin eventually gets turned into fiberglass board. That gets turned into circuit boards in various fashion even, and eventually we will get to where we need to. But we need to get all this done first. So we're heading towards resin. It's just taking a little bit more time. All right, so if you like the episode, we've just been doing scaling, really, aluminium and gold. And yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, share. Otherwise, I'll see you next episode for some more Factorio Seablock. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.